So what did she like? Is there anything like reflecting back? She was setting the pace. She was kind of leading the charge, right? But did she teach you anything like in particular? Was she a mentor to you in any kind of way? Was there somebody like that for you?
I mean, I really learned how to work a host book, turn times and making the right accommodations and really being able to ultimately play the game of Tetris when it comes to hosting.
Paint that picture of what that job done right looks like.
Well, I mean, back in the day and now are like kind of two different stories. Back in the day we were working with like a 3-ring binder and, different squares, and you would have to like allocate a certain amount of time for a party, assuming, 3 top is going to take, an hour and 45 minutes. And then you want to schedule the next party, right after that.
Then these people and they always stay a little extra longer. So you got to customize it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And being able to adjust to walk-ins and just always being able to kind of like morph and shift and do what is needed to do to get as many people through that door and at your table.
Yeah, and I meant to mention this earlier, but I think that the host position is the most underrated position in the restaurant industry, for sure, because it can make or break a dining experience. You look at the most successful restaurateurs, they're hosts.
Honestly, hosting is 100% my favorite position, and I do find it crazy that it is considered the entry-level position.
I know. It's ludicrous in my opinion. Why is it your favorite?
Well, I mean, honestly, you are the first person that the guest sees and the last person that, they have an interaction with before they walk out, and so you're really able to set the tone. I think really greeting people, I always say that working in the restaurant every day is like throwing a party. And I have the opportunity to mingle with people and check in on them and know how their lives are and see their kids grow. And it's just this wonderful experience to have just that interaction.
Yeah. And they're controlling like the book, like they're controlling. Ultimately, they're like the governor, and I don't think people realize how important that is. Like, because like if they make one little mistake that could like mess up, it could trigger the rest of the night could go bad.
Totally. You don't get your guests to the window, exactly. Or like you don't allocate the right turn time for them, or you miss the fact that it said birthday and you're supposed to bring out a candle on the dessert. Like there are so many things that fall on the shoulders of the host.
Exactly.
And communication is what is key.
And usually when everyone else is getting into the weeds, that's when the host's position starts to slow down. And most restaurants you go, the host just stays locked to that counter. And I think it's good that you want to have that presence at that first impression, but at the same time, like turn around and like read a room. Like, is somebody trying to get someone's attention? Like go over and be like, can I relay a message to the server? Like whatever, like you can be there and such, not just for the guests, but for your team. Cause you can read them like, oh, Sally's in the weeds. Like maybe like give her a break and like hook up somebody who's not really busy right now. Like, there's just so many little things.
Sure. I mean, I don't believe in standing still in the restaurant. So there,
you see it all the time though when you go out to eat. Like when you go to other places, like the host just stays glued, and like they just don't leverage that position nearly enough. In my opinion.
I believe the host position is a fluid position, and that they're required to be as much of the team as anybody else.
So what's some like Jedi host like next level moves that you teach your team? If you agree with me that it's like such a valuable position.
Efficiency is one thing. I really do believe in keeping efficiency in conversation. So knowing what you have available for reservation times, and when you're able to answer the phone instead of saying like, oh, well, what time did you want to come in and how many people are in your party? And, it's really just like, I have a table available at 7:30, and it's just like, it gives you the opportunity to just focus on what you need to do, which is helping out your team, getting off the phone so that you can then tend to your guests who are at the door. And so I think having the proper means of communication and the proper speech is really important. And also just having the knowledge. I mean, you have to educate your team. Without education, I don't know, menu, name of the restaurant, phone number, website, like what's in this menu item? What does this caption at the top mean? What's that symbol on there? I don't, like.